If you can believe it or not, I've moved over 23 times in my life. So I think I might know a little bit about what families go through when they're PCSing. Hey boring business owners, and welcome to my channel where I help your message get seen in that cluttered newsfeed. Today is a Military Marketing Monday episode where I help you learn more about military life so that you can market better to active duty military, their families, and veterans. So like I said, I have moved a lot in my life, and while not all of those moves were while I was a Marine Corps kid or an Air Force spouse, I know a thing or two about what it is that people are dealing with when they are going through a PCS, which is a permanent change of station. For more information about that, watch this video right here. So to get started with the things that military families deal with going through a PCS is the first step, which is getting orders. Now, when people get orders for whatever branch of the military that they are in, they are often just like tentative. They're not like hard orders or official orders, as we call it, where they know that they can actually leave where they're going. But what sucks is that we have to plan and prepare like we are leaving. So we go into this next phase where we are purging and planning and letting everyone know, hey, we out. We got to figure out where we're going. So some of the things that this includes is telling schools that you're going to leave, canceling daycare, moving over medical records, and so forth. It's a long pre-planning process for something that might not actually happen because orders get canceled all the time. Or you end up going somewhere totally different than you expected. While you're going through all that planning and prepping, the other thing that all military spouses are doing is they're finding that local Facebook group for that base. The greatest thing about having social media as a military spouse is those Facebook groups. Those Facebook groups are worth their weight in gold because you get every piece of information you could ever want before going into this unknown place, this unknown world, this unknown base. And you're going to be able to find all the information you need to find about schools, doctors, housing, everything, even local community options that are available for you. Another popular thing that people use it for is finding childcare and jobs. So those Facebook groups are basically, hey honey, we got orders. Step 2, go find the Facebook group. Like, that's just how it works. So once we have everything planned and prepped and we know what we have to do and we've done all of our car maintenance and all that kind of stuff, then we enter into the packing phase of this move. And there's actually kind of a couple different stages to how packing works. One of the first ones is, well, we have to pack the things that you can't put onto the truck. These are things like uniforms, seasonal clothing, valuables that if they broke or got caught on fire, because that's a thing that happens, we would never, ever, ever want them lost. So that comes into packing up all that stuff and figuring out what we can't live without, what we can live without. For that, probably 4 to 6 weeks while we transition into our new homes. Next, we go through the actual planning for people to come pack up our belongings. And this is where we have to do things like take things apart, take stuff off of the wall, make sure things are clearly labeled. And then we have to take pictures, everything, because insurance, because things get broke, because that's just how moving works. It's just kind of one of those like unknown expected things that happens. But you know what? I can't say on my last PCS, nothing broke. So I mean, it is possible, but you never know. Have those pictures. And then people actually come and pack up your house. There is an excessive amount of boxes and papers everywhere, and they will pack everything that is not taped down. There have been hilarious stories about how people have actually packed up the food that was bought for the packers for the move. Yeah, I can only imagine what unpacking that box must have been like. Then we're provided with our HHG, our household goods list, and we have to keep that with us as a record of inventory for when we move to the next place, because we have to have that available for us for the people who are coming with our stuff, then we have to check it off. One of the funny things about packing up all of your belongings are these things. These are our HHG stickers that are on all of our belongings. And what we have to do with them is every box gets a sticker and then we have to match to the list. But what's funny about it, and what's this like subculture thing about it, is that people leave the stickers on stuff when they move. So people will have like duty station after duty station after duty station of these little stickers all over their stuff. I grew up with them, that my dad has been retired from the Marine Corps for like 25 years and he still has these stickers on his furniture. And so do we. It's just kind of a fun thing that we collect. It's like a badge of honor, if you may say. So once our stuff is all gone, now we have to clean our houses, especially with base housing. Base housing has a very, very strict rules about how the house has to be left, which kind of makes a lot of people just hire someone to do it or just pay the cleaning fee because it's often not worth how long it takes to get it done. But that is still part of the process. So then we enter into the hotel phase of our move, which is usually done through TLF or travel lodging facilities, which are on base and are basically like old dorms or a hotel that's been converted for families to stay on base on how big your family may be and if you have pets or not. And you often have to book them months in advance, especially when you're coming into PCS season, which is in June. So like when I did my last PCS, I had to book my TLF 4 months out and I couldn't even get a pet friendly hotel and I had to leave my dog with my parents because they booked up that fast. So hotel living is often really uncomfortable, and by the time we get a house, you can't wait to get away from all the people because you're living in such close quarters. It's not your own bed and it's not as comfortable and you're basically living out of a suitcase. It's definitely not anyone's favorite option. But you're living in a hotel while you make sure that your housing arrangements are taken care of. Whether this is from when you left your home or your base housing and you're waiting to actually be discharged from the base and going to your next base where you're just waiting to get checked in and find base housing or find off base housing, whichever your options may be. Your TLF stay is actually covered by your travel expenses, but only for 10 days. After that, you're responsible for it with your basic housing allowance. So it kind of gets complicated, but it's still a thing. So most people are very eager to get checked into the base and get on that housing list so that they can get base housing if that's what they want. Or they've used the Facebook group that we talked about before to find a realtor to help them get set up with something at the moment that they get there so that they have things to look at so they can get that process started. Then it's just a matter of getting situated in a new place, a new town. Some things might be similar. You might have been there before, or you might be in a totally different space, a totally different climate, a totally different everything, and so you just have to figure out what the flow is in your new home. I know this sounds very, very confusing and very, very busy, and I bet that you're like, oh my gosh, I am so glad I don't have to move every 2 to 3 years because that sounds awful. It's not great, but we do it because we know there is a bigger purpose behind it, and we get to see really amazing things and experience truly amazing places. So it's not all bad, it's just moving does kind of suck. But there is a great app that recently came out that helps with this problem. The My Ultimate PCS app is like a digital checklist for everything that you need for moving. So if you are trying to pack everything up and keep track of everything and all of the pictures and all the documents and your HHG checklist and all that kind of stuff, having it all on your smartphone makes everything so much easier to do. I'm sharing this app with you in the event that this is something that you are interested in for your business, connecting with military families in their move process or whatever it may be. So reach out to them if you are looking to find out more about how PCSing can be made easier. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And hey, how many times have you ever moved? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to know more about benefits for military life, you're gonna watch this video right here where I talk about how housing works. Or if you want to learn more about how education works with my CEA and that benefit that military spouses do get, you're going to watch this video right here. And like we always say, military life is never goodbye, and to see you soon. So until next time, I'll see you soon.